So many people doing great things for the community. And part of Fox 12 Now is we'll be talking to virtually all of them on here. So you can check out some of the past interviews. Today, though, we're talking to the head of the Portland division of the USO. That's right, the USO. So with Jeff Keller, he's the person I'm going to be talking about. The USO has been around since 1941, and even I didn't realize it had been around that long. I mean, you've certainly seen it in the news, how they help out, different service people, whether they're active service duty, even after they're no longer active. They do a lot of things to help them out and just provide some entertainment sometimes. It's simple as that. So we discuss the history of the USO. We talk about actually how Jeff got involved with the USO here in Portland and what made him want to be a part of that. It's a pretty fascinating story and a little bit intense at some points, but this is finding out about that. But we also talk about the golf tournament too. So it's all over the place that we cover these things. But we're going to go ahead and play that now since this is previously recorded, but still very much current. So here we go. Here's Jeff right here on Fox 12 Now.
Well, the USO, as you said, was founded in 1941, actually on February 4th, with Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He was looking for a way to provide some support and services to our active duty service members through entertainment and activities. Started very small in some local military installations around the country, and then grew. And with Vietnam in the 70s, the USO really became a front and center nonprofit supporting active duty service members and their families. We all remember Bob Hope, or my age definitely remembers Bob Hope, and the things that he did in Vietnam to go over and just provide a little bit of respite, a little bit of entertainment, some smiles on people's faces, on service members' faces over there. And has continually grown. We have over 250 centers around the world, located both on military installations as well as in a lot of major airports around the United States and a few overseas.
Which is amazing because I didn't realize there were so many other individual locations that people can go to. So you mentioned something like the airport or, these 250 locations around the world. What is it that the service members can do when they go to those?
Well, we'll call it a safe respite or a lounge. We have computers that they can get on. We have secured networks so they can actually go in and check official orders. We have TVs, video game, Xbox, a little kitchen where they can get something to eat. Many of our USO centers have beds where they can sleep for a few hours. Some of them even have washers and dryers where they can take care of their dirty laundry. Just try to give them a place where they've got some comfort. It's not home, but it gives them a little sense of home. They know they're safe here.
Yeah, and especially if they're traveling around so much as well, that's probably a nice benefit if you're stuck at an airport for 8 hours to have someplace to go like that.
Definitely. And with all the delays and cancellations in the airline industry lately, we have definitely seen our use uptick, definitely since the pandemic. So.
Oh, I would imagine so. Well, I know I want to get back more into what's going on too with the Portland chapter, but talking about you personally, I know that you've got some history with the USO, and I wondered if you could share that with us.
Yeah, I do. Obviously my first exposure to the USO, and it was back in the 70s with Bob Hope, but on August 15th of 2012, my oldest son, Andrew, was killed in Afghanistan. He was in the United States Army. He was in the infantry and airborne, and he was killed in a firefight. And the USO was there for us every step along the way. I guess we kind of consider ourselves kind of the ultimate USO customer. But back at Dover, when Andrew came home, they were there to greet us and take care of us. When we flew to Italy for Andrew's memorial service at his base with the 173rd Airborne Combat Team, the USO was there every step along the way. Made such an impression on us that instead of flowers and things like that at Andrew's funeral, we actually asked for people to make a donation to the USO. Come full circle, 6 years later, I am looking for a job that lets me do something where I can feel like I'm actually making a difference, which was so important to Andrew. He wanted to make a difference. And this has given me that opportunity. Every day I get to work with active duty service members and their families, and hopefully make their life and their day a little bit easier, a little bit nicer.
Wow, that's an incredible story, and I'm sorry for your loss, and thank you for the service.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, and that's wow. So you've now, I mean, it touched you so much that here you are, working for the organization. And how does that feel, for you after receiving that help that you had from the USO being there? How does it feel for you to be one of the people now providing that support?
Yeah, it's a pretty humbling feeling. It took my son dying for me to really truly realize what was important in life. And Andrew was so focused on wanting to make our world, our country, a safer place, a better place, through his actions and his sacrifice. Made me realize that there are a lot more things out there than the nicest car, the nicest house. It's about making a difference. What's the legacy that you leave? And my son's legacy, I'll never be able to touch that. But I hope someday that, when it's my turn to be laid to rest, is that's what's said about me, is that I made a difference. Because I know my son is made a difference while he was alive, and he continues to do it every day, even in death. He's an inspiration to me and a lot of other people. And what started out initially being selfish and wanting just to make sure that nobody ever forgot my son has turned into so much more than that. There are thousands, hundreds of thousands of families that have made the same sacrifice that I have, that our family has over the years. And it's an amazing feeling to be able to see a smile and know that you made a difference in somebody's life.
Wow, that's amazing. So looking at the organization here in Portland, how does this work for you? What kind of, I guess, we mentioned the place they can go there at the airport, but how do you interact with the community here in Portland on a local level?
So we have I have about 60 volunteers that support the Portland market here, and that's through the center, and it's through our outreach events. And every month we're out in the community, whether it's the holiday season with our everything but the turkey meal giveaway, where we work with local partners here in the community, and they are helping us support. There's our first annual extravaganza Easter egg hunt. Here's our meal giveaway, where we gave away 250 holiday meals to local service members. That was Fleet Week. Here's Coast Guard barbecue on their Coast Guard Day, where we cook for 250 people. Here's a care package delivery to deployed service members in Qatar. We work with the Hillsborough Hops. We were just out there a couple of weeks ago for their Military Appreciation Day. We get to do a lot of amazing things out in the military community, and first of all, provide support to them in their biggest times of need. But more importantly, we get to make a difference in their lives. We get to see them be able to do things or experience things that maybe they might not have been able to without our support, and not without our nation's support, for that matter.
And that's, again, such an important thing, to have that kind of a break, being a service member, going through all the stuff that they're having to go through just on a regular basis, to have some kind of respite through that, or something that you can go out and experience and be a part of the community, and take your mind off of it even for a few minutes, go have a burger, go to one of these events.
Just a few minutes of smiles and laughs before it's time to get back to the business at hand. And
Yeah.
that's one of the things I've noticed working with our active duty service members over the last 6 years, is their commitment, their passion for what they do and what they believe in. And that alone in itself is inspiring, and it makes me want to do whatever I can to make their life a little bit easier. And that's really the mission of the USO, is to give them a break, and let them know that we're here and we support them and in their greatest times of need. So.
Well, Really, really appreciate what you're doing on that end. And, to that extent, talking about, the event that's coming up, which is the Oregon Charity Championship.
Yep.
It's a golf tournament, but really it's, the golf is part of it. There are prizes. There's a lot of money that's going to be available for this. But it really all comes down to supporting nonprofits who are doing such amazing things in the community like USO and helping so many people. So I guess looking at it from that standpoint, say if you were to win the tournament, and I don't know what your golf game's like, if you're going to be participating in this.
I'm not playing on our team. We wouldn't have a chance if I was. So
Nobody would want me on the team either. Trust me. So I'm not. Yeah, you don't want this. But looking at it, say if you were to win or get some of those some of that prize money in there, what's one of the first things that you would do with that?
Well, I think it goes right back into our military community. We have a lot of events coming up that we rely on support from our community partners. And this will allow us to take those things that we do and take it to a whole nother level. And the hope is obviously is that we win one of those top 3 prizes. But again, getting the opportunity to speak to yourself and do these kind of things, it creates an additional awareness about the USO. We rely on funding, but we also rely on volunteers. And if there are people that are watching this that are interested in volunteering, you can go to our usonorthwest.org website and get involved. Just click on Get Involved up on top, the ribbon bar there, and it'll take you to our volunteering website. And that's as big a help. So if I can get the word out, hey, that we're here, we continue to need help, we want to grow and do even more things. That's a great benefit for us as well. The money will be very nice and will be used immediately and very effectively and efficiently. But getting the word out and letting people know that the USO is here. We have a lot of military members that still don't know there's a USO here in Portland. So this is just another opportunity for us to continue to promote and share with our population what we do.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, just for all of them to know that that's here, that this is something that they can be involved in, and for those people out there who would be interested in volunteering and helping out or donating. So I just want to can you give the website just one more time for them?
You bet. It's usonorthwest.org.
usonorthwest.org, so that's where they can go and take a look at all that. Well, Jeff, I want to say thank you very much for joining us here and sharing your story. I mean, that's a very, very personal story that you have, and it shows, how important this is, that even after that, you wanted to get involved and you wanted to help pass that along, in some way, shape, or form in being here with the Portland chapter. So I appreciate you sharing that story with us. And anything else that you want people to know about here before we wrap up?
No, just thank KPTV for the opportunity, the Oregon Charity Challenge, and John Bladholm, the gentleman that's coordinating and organizing all this. His passion for trying to make a difference is inspiring to me and a lot of other people. So there's a lot of good people out there that want to help and want to be a part of good things. And this is an amazing thing that is happening. And I think it's just going to continue to grow, and it creates awareness for all of our nonprofits, because there's only 3 out of 32 that are going to receive funding from this. But it's good. It's a benefit for all of us.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why we want to get the word out about everybody and just sharing the stories with everyone too. So, well, best of luck in the tournament to win one of those prizes. But
thank you.
But thank you for everything that you do, and thanks for being here on Fox 12 Now.
Thanks. It's an honor. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate you.
All right, so there we go. That was playing my interview with Jeff Keller there from the USO, talking about the Oregon Charity Championship. Just to clarify on that, it's happening on October 2nd at the Oregon Golf Club, and this is going to be over 30 nonprofits all taking part in that battle for some prizes. There's some great prize money actually for each one of them. Well, for the top 3 finishers at least, but also just getting the word out and finding out more about all these great nonprofits in our community. Okay. So this is Fox 12 Now. Again, if this is your first time watching, I'm Greg Nibbler. Coming up here at 1:30 p.m. Pacific, though, this is what we're going to be talking about. D.B. Cooper. Yes, if you're from the Northwest, you definitely know the name D.B. Cooper, but it's far beyond that. There's all kinds of documentaries, specials everywhere that have been on D.B. Cooper, and somebody that you've probably seen on some of those is Eric Eulis. And Eric is going to be joining the show live because he is right now, as we speak, from what I understand, in the process of reenacting what he believes to be the escape route of D.B. Cooper. That's right. He is out there right now. He's going to join us live as he's doing this hike. I believe it's an 11-mile hike. He's going to be on. He's going to be joining via phone. And we're going to be talking about what it is that he's doing, why he believes that's the escape route, what kind of maybe new news we have on DB Cooper, what your thoughts are. I know everybody's got some thoughts on that, so feel free to join in live on YouTube or Facebook if you're watching on either of those ones at 1:30 p.m. here today, or if you're watching, this sometime in the future, you can always go to our social media channel and then comment on there as well. But let us know what you think. We will be back though live with that, so we're gonna get set up for it, and yeah, we're gonna find out all about this. So that's coming up at 1:30 p.m. Pacific. So join right back, whatever platform you're watching on. I will see you then. I'm Greg Debler. This is Fox 12 Now.